scan 1, we got around 3 names. So in scan 2, I'll scan it out and let's see how many names we get. So, number of stocks entering stage 2 shows how strong a market it is, right? So basically, for last few months, if you are following continuously, then you might know that the numbers are very weak, right? So in last 2 weeks, it is less than 10, right? So that is a very low number. And to reiterate again, so we want a count at least more than 1% of the database, right? So if there are 3,000 plus stocks, then obviously we need 30 plus names, right? But if that is not happening, it's not happening, right? So we'll just see how many names have entered. So there are 5 names that have entered this week, stage 2, and we'll just look forward to them. So again, these are deep commodity cyclical names like sugar names, which are rallying for some reason. So again, supply demand scenario, seasonal variations, and stuff like that that happens across the globe and. Uh, with high volumes, Dalmia Sugar is trying to break out. So it being a deep cyclical commodity name and it is consolidating for last 4 years. Okay, so if you could look into this one, so July 2021 till date, right? It is making a large base and it has failed miserably every time it has tried to break out, right? So if we look into this one, yeah, miserable failures, right? So I'll ignore this name straight away. Then we have Dorikesh Sugar. So again, it's trying to break out. We can see right here. Again, everything peaked out around 2021. It has fallen more than 52%. Let me check it out. 78%. Okay, it's a big, deep decline. So I'll just ignore this name again. Deep cyclical commodity name. Next, we have JNK India. So it's a good IPO base, a late bloomer, and it has declined around 71% after a night. It has given a nice fall, that is what I can say, and then it is trying to break out. So there is no trigger as of now. By that I mean that there is no earnings, no such announcements or anything like that. It has gone into sideways consolidation like a VCP 3T contraction, you can see. But again, it is below 200 DMA, and 200 DMA has been sloping down steeply for quite a long time. And it is trying to arrest its fall, which means that 200 DMA is still declining down, right? It needs to flatten, right? So for stage 1 to form, right, we need to have flatten 200 DMA, then the price would go up, down, zigzag of that level, and it would then try to recover above 200 DMA, and then we can say it's a nice stage to breakout. But right now, based on the move that it is giving, right, 13% move in a single week, that too from bottom and no triggers, right, and below 200 DMA, still declining downwards, I can conclude that it has entered stage 1 right now, and on the fact that if the stock falls more than 60% in a single week, right, it should consolidate at least 1 year or more than 1 year is fine. Okay, 1.5 year is a good scenario for a stock to consolidate after a strong 60% decline, right? It's not happened yet, right? It's a meager 4 months kind of consolidation, including March, right? From December to March, it's just 4 months. So it has to consolidate a bit more, and whatever that I've said, like the 200 DMA has to flatten out, then the price has to move above and below 200 DMA for some time. Then it has to stabilize, and there should be some trigger or factor that will lead the price to break out above 200 DMA. If the factor is strong, then it would have to consolidate its move on the right hand side, right? We are far away, like 2 to 3 quarters away from that scenario. So that is the reason I'll not do a bottom fishing at this point of time, since I'm not convinced about the triggers, catalyst themes, and stuff like that. It's just that it was a hyped IPO where valuation was high and valuation derating has happened big time in last few months, right? And it has to consolidate a bit more. That is what I can conclude, right? So I'll move towards Setco. It's kind of a penny stock with low volume, and I don't find any reason to investigate further. It has been consolidating quite long, right? It is doing nothing for quite a long time, so I would ignore this name. Next is Dhampur Bio. Again, I think it's a demerger from Dhampur Sugar. So after a steep decline of say 74%, it is making a stage 1 constellation and trying to break out after formation of a nice cup and handle. Uh, but again, sugars are kind of deep cyclical commodity names, so I would ignore straight away. So this week we can conclude that we have got like five names this week, out of which uh, three names were sugar names and one was kind of crap penny stock. And one name which is okayish one is JNK India, which is an IPO base, but it needs to consolidate a bit more on the right hand side based on the factors that we discussed, right? So this is section three, and we would conclude this section stating that this has been a tough week and very less number of stocks are breaking out, and that is the reason it's not so exciting, right? So we'll conclude section three that way, and we'll move to section four.